Hey everyone, I've got a really special story for you today. It's a story from a long, long time ago, and it's all about saying goodbye, but it's also about a great, big, wonderful secret. Just think about that for a second. It's a tough feeling, isn't it? It can make your heart feel super heavy. Well, our story today is about that exact feeling, but it's also about a little bit of magic, a wonder that you can find even when you feel your saddest. All right, so our story starts in this amazing, happy village called Vrindavana. Picture it, just sunshine and smiles everywhere. And into this happy place comes a visitor. His name is Akrur. He's there to meet two very special brothers, Krishna and Balaram. So Akrura had been traveling for what felt like forever, just hoping and dreaming that he'd get to meet Krishna. And now, here he is. He's sitting with the two brothers, and he feels this happiness that is so big, so incredible. It's like every birthday wish he ever made just came true all at once. That's what Akrura was thinking to himself. He realized that being near Krishna, who is like the source of all love and happiness, just filled him up with so much joy. You know that feeling when you're so happy you feel like you could do anything? That's it. It was just this beautiful, powerful feeling. But, uh-oh. Even with all this amazing joy bubbling up inside him, Akrura wasn't just there for a friendly visit. He had a job to do. He had to deliver some really important news. And sadly, it wasn't happy news at all. So Akrura had to tell them. He explained that the king had sent for them. Krishna and Balarama had to pack up and go to the big city of Mathura. They had to leave everything, their home, their family, and all their friends. Can you imagine hearing that your best friend in the entire world is moving away? Well, that's exactly how everyone in Vrindavana felt. All of a sudden, that happy, sunny village felt chilly and sad. The news was everywhere. Krishna and Balarama were leaving. And get this, here's a part that must have made their hearts hurt even more. The messenger's name, Akrura, actually means not cruel, or the kind one. But how could that be? How could someone with such a kind name be doing the absolute cruelest thing they could possibly imagine? Taking their Krishna away from them. Now, while the whole village was heartbroken, the news was the absolute hardest for Krishna's dearest friends. They were a group of cowherd maidens known as the Gopis, and honestly, they loved Krishna more than anything in the whole universe. It was like a crack went right down the middle of their hearts. I mean, how could they even think about a day without Krishna's smile or the sound of his laughter? The sadness was just so huge it felt like it was too heavy to even hold. This is what they cried out. They were basically yelling at the whole universe, asking why. It just felt so unfair. You know, like a little kid who builds a really beautiful sandcastle and then just stomps on it for no reason. Why bring someone so wonderful into their lives just to take him away? Wow, that's a powerful thing to say, isn't it? They didn't mean he was literally taking their eyeballs, of course not. What they meant was that seeing Krishna, that's what made the world bright and beautiful and worth looking at. Without him, the whole world would just feel dark and empty. And their hearts just ached thinking about all the little things, you know? The things you always miss the most. They'd miss his smile, which was always so full of love. They'd miss his jokes and his playful teasing that could make anyone feel better. They'd even miss just watching the special way he walked. And of course, they'd miss the beautiful music that came from his flute. Without it, the village would just be so quiet. So, the next morning, it was time. Krishna got onto the chariot with Akrura and Balarama. And the gopis, they just stood there. They couldn't move. They looked like paintings, just frozen with sadness, their eyes following the chariot, just hoping, praying that maybe, just maybe, he would change his mind and turn back around. The chariot rolled away from Vrindavana. But wait, this story isn't just about the sadness. As Akrura drove on, they came to a beautiful river, the river Yamuna. He stopped the chariot to take a quick dip in the holy water, and that's when something absolutely incredible happened. So Akrura goes into the river, and he dips his head under the water. And when he opens his eyes, he sees something. Something that just, it couldn't be real. Or could it? He saw Krishna and Balarama right there in the water with him. But wait, what? How is that possible? He just left them sitting on the chariot, back on the riverbank. It made no sense. How can someone be in two places at the exact same time? So what do you do when you see something impossible? You double check, right? He pops his head out of the water, looks at the chariot. Yep, there they are, sitting right where he left them. He takes a deep breath, dunks his head back under the water, and they're still there, right in front of him. It was real. And this time, the vision was even more incredible. He was seeing Krishna's true cosmic self. He was sitting on a huge, gentle serpent that had 1,000 heads watching over him. His skin was the deep color of a dark rain cloud, and he wore clothes as bright as sunshine. And get this, he had 4 arms, each one holding something amazing: a beautiful lotus flower, a shell that sounded like the whole ocean, a spinning wheel of pure light, and a mighty club. And on his chest was a jewel that glowed with a light that seemed to come from the stars. It was the most wonderful, breathtaking thing Akrura had ever seen. And seeing this, wow, Akrura's heart felt like it was going to burst. It was so full of love and pure wonder. He started to cry. But you know how you can sometimes cry because you're just so happy or amazed? It was like that. These were tears of pure joy. And this brings us right back to where we started, back to that great big wonder. Akrura saw Krishna leaving on the chariot, but he also saw him right there in the water. So it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Was Krishna ever truly gone? Or maybe, and here's the secret, maybe this story is telling us that the ones we love the most deeply never really leave us. That in some kind of magical, wonderful way, they are always with us, right here, inside our hearts. What do you think? Thanks for sharing this amazing story with me today.